Hey everyone, it's Ashley and today I am bringing you my February wrap-up. In the month of February, I read a total of 7 graphic novels and 1 novel/novella. I also read a few comic issues, so I will show you guys those in this as well, so let's get started. So I'm going to start with the comic issues I read this month, and first is Spider-Man and the X-Men issue number 1. I actually really liked this. I really like the cover, I really like the art. I'm excited to see where this series goes. Next, I read Saga issue number 25. This is the first issue after the 4th volume, and with the way the 4th volume ended, I just couldn't wait, so I had to grab this, and I loved it. It is going in such amazing directions. I'm just honestly so proud of this comic, if that makes any kind of sense. It's really cool and really different, and I'm really happy with where they're taking it. Then I read The Edge of Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy's Spider-Woman. This was the first comic that introduced Gwen Stacy as a variant of Spider-Woman almost, I guess. And it was really good. I really liked it. It ended on like kind of a cliffhanger-y ending, and I can't read the rest of that until I read all of the Spider-Verse / New Amazing Spider-Man comics, and there's just a lot to catch up on, so I am currently doing that. And then we have Spider-Gwen issue number 1. This is a series that spawned from the last one that I just showed you because people loved it so much that they pretty much demanded that Gwen Stacy have her own Spider-Woman comics. So they are called Spider-Gwen, however the people of New York still refer to her as Spider-Woman. And it was amazing. I absolutely loved it. I did a review for this comic, and I'm also currently doing a giveaway for this comic, so I will leave that video linked down below. After that, I read Never Never by Taryn Fisher and Colleen Hoover. I read it on my phone as an ebook, so I actually don't have a physical copy. I really liked the premise of this novel. It's considered a novel, but it was just a very short novel. I think it was like 200 pages, so I'm not sure what to refer to it as, but I really like the premise. It's about these 2 high school students. It's dual narrated, and each one of them wakes up at the beginning of the book and can't remember who they are. They can remember random facts, like they know that green means go and red means stop, and they know like that they like pizza or like stuff like that, but they don't remember who they are. They can't remember their parents' names or their siblings' names, etc. And they meet each other and they realize that they're apparently dating. And then they kind of realize that the other person also lost their memory, and they spend the book trying to kind of figure out what's going on and why. I did not realize that this was a series. Fair warning for you out there. The ending is definitely a cliffhanger, and I just wanted more. I really liked the idea of the story, and I just feel like I really just wanted more. I ended up giving it like 3.75, 4 out of 5, something around that area. I think the writing could have been a tiny bit better, and I really wish that they had done more with it, like that it had been longer, but I loved the idea so much, so I would highly recommend reading it, but you may want to wait till May when the 2nd installment in the series is out, because you may not want to live with that cliffhanger. And after that, I read an equivalent of 7 graphic novels, so I'm going to show you guys those now. The first one is Flashpoint by Jeff Johns and Andy Kubert and Sandra Hope. This is basically what spawned DC's New 52. There's also a amazing animated movie for this graphic novel. It's probably one of the best animated DC movies I have ever seen, so I would highly recommend it. In this comic, what happens is essentially Barry Allen, or the Flash, kind of wakes up and realizes that he is in a different timeline, and certain things have happened that weren't supposed to happen, or certain things didn't happen that were supposed to happen, and you find out that Reverse Flash has basically gone back in time and changed history, but it is not for the better. It is a really cool premise. I gave this 4 out of 5. I really liked it. That being said, I kind of just I just wish that there was more of a strong female presence in it, I guess, but I feel like that's kind of just what I wish in all DC comics lately, which makes me really sad because all of the superheroes in DC are amazing. I love them. I'm a huge Superman fan, huge Flash fan, huge Green Arrow fan. I really, really like DC heroes. I just kind of wish that they were doing more with them. So I started reading more DC comics, or at least trying to read more DC comics. However, I did really like this one. I liked the artistry. I really liked the storyline. I just kind of wish that we had at least one super kick-ass female hero that wasn't trying to kill the world, which you would understand if you read this. Speaking of kick-ass female heroes, the next one I read is Miss Marvel. This is by Willow Wilson and Alfonia. I never know how to say that last name. I really need to look it up because it's everywhere. But I loved this. People told me that this was amazing and I didn't trust them, and I should have trusted them earlier because I wish I had read it earlier. The main character is so relatable, and I love that she's a teenage Muslim girl and that she's totally kick butt, and that they like incorporate her religion into the plotline in a very, very fluid manner. It was amazing. I like the art, I love the story, I just really, really like it, and I cannot wait for volume 2. Speaking of comics that I absolutely loved, let's talk about Morning Glories. I read the first Morning Glories comic this month, and then I was in love, and I just needed the rest of them. So then I bought number 2, read number 2, bought number 3, read number 3, and I'm currently waiting to get paid on my next paycheck so that I can go and buy 4 and 5 so that I can read them back to back, because I literally adore this series. Like, I don't know how to express to you how much I like it. A lot of people that I've read reviews for these don't like the fact that the authors kind of keep a lot of plot points hidden, but that's actually kind of the reason I really, really like it. So I'm going to try to explain the premise to you, but it's very hard because it's one of those storylines where I can't really tell you much without ruining anything. Okay, so Morning Glories follows 6 different characters, all of them with very different backgrounds and very different storylines and very different kind of character traits. They all get accepted to this prestigious private academy, and then they get there and realize that it is absolutely nothing like what they thought it would be. I can't really tell you much more than that without like ruining some plot lines, but it is crazy, and what I can tell you is that this is shelved under thriller in terms of graphic novels. Like, it is classified as horror/thriller. I wouldn't classify it as horror. I don't find it horror-y at all. I find it more suspenseful than anything. But it is really, really good. There are lots and lots and lots of twists and turns, and every time you think you know what's going on, you are wrong, and I love plot lines like that. I love books like that, graphic novels like that. I'm a really, really big fan, and because there's 6 different characters, there's kind of 6 different character arcs / plot lines going on at the same time, which is really, really cool, and yeah, I really like it. I'm really excited to keep reading. And the last 2 graphic novels that I read this month I actually don't have with me because I gave them to Brad because I am making him read them because he needs to read them, and that is the new Amazing Spider-Man Marvel Now Volume 1 and Volume 2. So Volume 1 introduces Peter Parker as Spider-Man again, which is kind of hard to explain, but what happened was Doc Ock kind of took over Peter Parker's body for a long time to try to become a hero, but then eventually Peter Parker took his body back over. That's a very, very, very condensed version of what happened, but essentially that gives you the idea. So Peter Parker is back, and he hasn't been in his body for a long time, so all of a sudden he owns a company, and he's apparently a doctor, like has a PhD, and he obviously was not in his own brain / body at that time, so he doesn't actually have that intelligence. So a lot of stuff's going on in Volume 1. Volume 2 is the prelude to Spider-Verse, which basically introduces you to the entire idea behind Edge of Spider-Verse and Spider-Verse. So I can't really tell you much about it because I don't want to ruin that for you guys, but what I can tell you is that The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 of Marvel Now was amazing. It was probably one of my favorite Spider-Man comics I've read so far this year, and I'm just really, really liking where they're taking it, and I guess like I could give you kind of like a non-spoiler spoiler and let you know that really cool things happen in it, such as there is a Shakespearean Spider-Man. Yes, I am not kidding. That is real. And it is amazing. So yeah, that's it. That's all the stuff that I read in the month of February. If you have read or want to read any of these books, comment down below and let me know. And always comment down below and let me know what you read in the month of February. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Should I try it? Etc, etc. And other than that, I will see you guys soon with another video. Happy reading! Bye!